click, 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 click. Hi, I'm Alex and I run Peak Talk, and this video marks the initiation of rallying on my new channel, Peak Talk Garage. Now, Peak Talk is a cycling YouTube channel with over 69,000 subscribers and 11 million views, and it's largely based on objective testing, accuracy, and engineering. Now, Peak Talk Garage is the motoring extension of that brand, and the learning curve will be very, very steep, and I'm not gonna lie, it's incredibly daunting. So hi everyone, first job on the mini rally car. Of course, it's a Friday afternoon, I've just got back, it's getting dark, but things never work out like they should do, eh? Being a rally car, it does have a flurry of lights on the dash. MOT tester's best friend. However, there is one that kind of bothers me. I'm not worried about the ABS, traction control, stability control, all that stuff. Obviously the TPMS as well. It's the engine light. So when I got it, had the engine light on. Now, one of the last rallies that Sven did, I think he tore basically behind the flexi on the manifold, it tore the exhaust backwards, and it probably damaged some of the O2 sensor wiring. There's one before the cat and one after. So I'm not too worried about that because the car still starts fine, and the code for that is like the preheat, but once they're up to temperature they don't need the preheat, so I'm not too worried about that. The other code that came up is camshaft position sensor. Now I'm not sure how the map that's on the car, the kind of Mini 1 to Mini Cooper map, affects that, but it should still be taking a reading from the camshaft position sensor, especially when at cold and at idle, I think. So I bought the camshaft position sensor from Autodoc along with a few other parts for the daily. You can buy spare parts from us on our website. If you know, you know. So let's not mess about, let's get involved. Doing the camshaft position sensor, BMW, in their right minds, meant you had to take the engine mount off, the top engine mount, to get to the camshaft position sensor. The gynecologist might be able to do it without doing that, but I'm going to do it. That means actually supporting the engine from underneath, probably best practice, so I'll get a jack underneath. Obviously, being a rally car, I'm gonna have to remove the sub guard, the little jack with a big block of wood underneath, and then we'll take that top engine mount off just to give us access to the, I think it's only one bolt that holds in the sensor. So let's give it a go. Right, nothing's ever easy, is it? 3 bolts to the sump out. There's obviously been a problem with this bolt at some point, and they put a nut on it. I think the bolt head sheared off, put a nut on it, and it's all rounded over. I can't see what's up here, so you're coming with me. I need to get on that, don't I? What's that old saying? If bolt not in stock, stud and round over will suffice. So yeah, the sump just came down on my thumb, which I think might be broken, but we got it off. And I actually think this is a custom fastener to get through the subframe. I love it. Genius. So that is the sump off and my knuckles with it. Now the car is about half the weight, but basically here's the camshaft position sensor on the left side, sort of at the top of the rocker cover. And then this is the big engine mount. Well, actually the engine mount's here, kind of rubberized engine mount. And this is the connecting part from the block to the engine mount. So that's gonna need to come off. We'll get the jack underneath and then this will come off, and some various other bits of tut to get out of the way. Then we whip that sensor out. So that's the jack underneath. You don't want to monkey on that thing, you just want to give it enough just to bridge the gap, to support the load, so when you take that engine mount off, something doesn't snap. Can I get the gun? The problem with impact guns, they're all too bloody big. You can't fucking get them on anything ever. Oh, go for a smaller one. It doesn't have the guts to bust anything. Why can't they just make everything the same size? Fucking dropped it. Fuck. Oh, do that one. Fucking couldn't make this shit up. Fucking hell, it's inside the wheel. Oh, fuck's sake. Well, I couldn't get the big gun on there, couldn't get the small gun on there, couldn't get the extension on there, so we're going old school. There we go. Silverline's expensive now. Used to be the cheap eBay deal, didn't it? There we go, engine mount loose. Right, it's getting dark now. This is ridiculous, but all the way from Japan. Cool, blimey, sticks well. So we'll get these engine mounts off, this engine mount, and then it should be fairly plain sailing after that. Lubricated. So you got 17mm on this turret, and then the rest are all 16 in Mini's amazing genius. They decided to make different sizes. Factory team. Take the earth strap off. What's that going to be? A 13mm spanner. It's tight as fuck, that. Tight as an uns. Fuck me, there's a fuel clip on there. 4mm, 5mm Allen key on an M6, but fuck it, we'll leave it there. So with the engine mount gone, you can see the camshaft position sensor in here. So it looks like these things are normally a 10. Not a lot of space for a socket yet. It's a 10mm spanner on that single bolt. Not a lot of access still, not even enough for a socket wrench. Even a 1/4 inch drive. Don't drop it. And here is the part. One camshaft position sensor with O-ring. Looks alright, but you just don't know, do you? There's oil residue on the bottom of it. This is just like a Hall effect sensor, so it's hard to know how that can actually go wrong, but all we can do is try the other one, I guess. But unfortunately we can't really test this until it's put in and the engine mounts all back together, because we can't really run the engine sat on the jack. So long way round, and we'll see what happens after getting this in, and then we'll clear the codes and see what happens. Just putting all the bolts back in now with a bit of copper slip on the threads, and I'm giving the engine a bit of a tug just to get the holes lined up. And sometimes you just can't beat your fingers, do you know what I mean? Yeah. And then you give it a little rock, tighten them up finger tight, just make sure it's all settled. This is heat-proof copper grease as well. Oh my god, so fucking cold I can't feel my hands. She will go on. She's going on. Get that tugged. Click, 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 click. Right, engine light's still on. I probably need to clear the codes, but let's take it for a drive. So we've still got the engine light, so we're going to read the codes. Yeah, I'm still getting the camshaft position sensor code 341, which is really weird. I reckon there's a wiring issue, because it's a brand new sensor. There's weirdly like nothing wrong with the performance, so I just don't get it, because the car's flying as much as a Mini 1 can fly, or a Mini Cooper can fly. But let's turn off the ignition then, see if the code goes away. Doubt it. Ah, the light's still on. I was getting it to clear off a minute ago, but whoa! Whoa! So it's well and truly dark and cold now. The light stays off if I clear the codes with the ignition off and turn the engine back on again, but after the battery cut-off's gone on and off, the lights come back on. Engine drives absolutely fine, still spinning both the front wheels, so, and I'll see you in the next one.